Last on that. All the honorable members holding unlawful kamkunjis in the house. Wamaua and your group. That meeting is illegal. Take your seats or retreat to the corridor and talk from there. Yes,
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me talk on economic terms. Mr. Speaker, all of us in the North Rift, not all of us in the North Rift, Mr. Speaker, are maize farmers. Majority of us are actually pastoralists in that area. And Mr. Speaker, this government of ours, the Kenya Kwanza administration, has been working very hard to bring the cost of unga and the cost of living to come down. Mr. Speaker, it is only the cost of living and the cost of unga comes down when the prices of maize comes down, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, on this particular matter, let us allow the forces of supply and demand to play in the economy of the country so that those who are pastoralists will get their take. Those who are farmers will get their take, Mr. Speaker, so that there is a fair economic matrix, so that until we reach what is called a lava curve, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't agree with him. Let us have an economy that is determined by the forces of demand and supply so that this country is balanced.
Order, DK Donya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's the last.
As much as we are discussing about maize, Mr. Speaker, I'm seated with members here, and it seems my colleagues, they are asking questions. We have an impeachment motion of the deputy in the Senate. He has not appeared for the afternoon session, Mr. Speaker. And we are worried. We need to know where he is, because he was our client from the Assembly, and now we can't locate him in the Senate, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Donya.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable Donya, you are completely out of order. In law, the National Assembly is described as functus official on this matter. You handled it, you passed on, you have no jurisdiction or authority over it anymore. What is happening is in the Senate has nothing to do with what happened here. We don't supervise the Senate. Order. Neither is it your responsibility to track the whereabouts of the Deputy President. And it has never been, and it will never be. Chairman Agriculture. Yes, Odiwar. Odiwar.
The deputy president is my constituent, and him missing is not a good thing, sir.
Order, Honorable.
I'm worried.
Honorable Jalash, you are even more out of order. Member for Tegania East, Chairman of Agriculture. You've heard the statement from DK and all the support views and opposing views. Bring a response in 2 weeks.
Yes, from Tigania West.
Tigania West, sorry.
Yeah, Honourable Speaker, I've heard what the members are saying. Honourable Speaker, guaranteed minimum return is calculated so that farmers can be encouraged to continue on farming. It must be higher than the producer price. So it's a good idea to have that done. But I'll consult the ministry and get back to the House with the correct...
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
Robert Mbui.
Honorable Speaker, this is a request for a statement regarding removal of asbestos roofing from all buildings in the country. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining regarding the status of implementation of the government directive on the removal of asbestos roofing from all buildings in the country. Honorable Speaker, in 2011, NEMA issued guidelines to ensure the safe removal, handling, packaging, and transportation of asbestos for disposal, and to raise awareness on the hazards of asbestos, such as the cause for chronic illnesses like asbestosis, lung cancer, and mesothelioma. Further, on Wednesday, 28 August 2024, the CS for the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry issued a directive to NEMA to identify facilities, including schools and private establishments, with asbestos roofing countrywide for removal and safe disposal of all the asbestos roofing within 3 months. The decision was made owing to the health and environmental risks associated with asbestos, particularly with cancer. Honorable Speaker, more than a decade since NEMA guidelines were issued, the country is yet to be informed of the progress made with regard to removal of asbestos roofing owing to health and environmental risks. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining on the following. One, Mr. Speaker, is the provision of a report on the number of private and public buildings in the country that were found to have asbestos roofing. Two, the progress made with regard to the implementation of the directive on removal and safe disposal of all the asbestos roofs, particularly in public utilities. Three, a report on whether the guidelines, the timelines provided by the Cabinet Secretary are adequate to carry out the removal and disposal of all the asbestos from all the affected buildings in the country, and an assessment of the cost implication of the exercise and its effect on the possibility of compliance within the given timelines. And this is because these are a lot of public institutions are the ones that are going to be affected by this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, Environment, Forestry and Mining, Honorable Gachagua.
Yes, Speaker.
This House passed a law probably 10 years ago. If you remember, you'll have to check, outlawing asbestos on any of our buildings in the country. Why do we still have asbestos on buildings?
Honorable Speakers, actually it was, Honorable Speaker, if you remember during our vetting, when the nominee then, Mr. Duale, came before us, he made a commitment to be able, so if he gives us maybe 2 weeks, we will be under, about the law that was passed. Again, Honorable Speaker, I'll be checking this evening for me to be able to give an update next week.
Okay, Dr. Bukose.
Honorable Speaker, this issue about asbestos is